It's week 8 of the 2025 season, and we'll see Bijan Robinson. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Falcons and the Niners, and it comes your way next.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Falcons team as they enter play. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory.
Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. This 2nd and 4. Purdy will set up to throw it here. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards there and a Niner first.
First down, San Francisco.
Purdy now to throw. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Now Purdy. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. In last week's game for Kittle, there are the numbers. 6 catches, 55 yards.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
Again to the big tight end, George Kittle.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On the ground, here's the 4th-round pick from April's draft. And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. They run again with Neal. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Dancing to his left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They'll send the tight end in motion left. Purdy looking to throw. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease, feels good about what he's doing. And I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that, I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
So a 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction. They run with Neal. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Well, just about an ideal start to this one offensively, because on the road, you want to make sure you quiet the home crowd early. And how do they do it? Nice march to start things off. Let the run game find its footing early. That drive certainly checked a lot of boxes, and they finished it off with a touchdown run.
Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Now Cousins. And he slings one that's incomplete. Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Cousins now. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
I may be an analyst, but I'm also a fan. I love it when people take the big shots downfield, but he was under a lot of duress, and I think that forced the incompletion downfield. Didn't have a real good chance to find his target.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The visitors' offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And he's been the go-to guy in this offense throughout the first half of the season. As you can see, he's the NFL's leader in touchdown catches. Throwing here, Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. You talk about this Falcon defense. They enter play here 24th in the league against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
It'll go as a gain of 4. And they're going to face a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. In motion left goes a tight end. They go play action here. Purdy rolling to his right. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
I'm not sure he falls under the category of mobile quarterback, but he's athletic enough that if you don't keep your rush lanes intact, he finds a way to hurt you.
As coaches like to say, I wouldn't call him a burner, but enough there in the tank. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, And in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Out of the gun, Purdy. And that is incomplete.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just one first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense. Yeah, they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week, and you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
Robinson up the middle. And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33. 3rd and 9 here. This defense for the Niners, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. As San Francisco's offense returns to the field, they've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Neal. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Again, it's Neal as they stay on the ground. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
And it's 3rd down.
Purdy from the gun. He finds his man, complete. It's Neal.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So since that last game did not get a first, they'll decline the penalty there and force a 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. He can't get him down. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it will be Falcon football. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Robinson. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. From the 24 now, here's 2nd down and 7.
24-yard line.
Now Cousins. Got a man, it's London. His first catch, good for 9 and a 1st down. The Falcons at 3 and 4 on the year coming into play. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he'll push ahead for about 3 to the 36. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6.
And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Malik Collins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit, right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. 38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
At the 38-yard line.
Here's Neal. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Makes it 3rd and inches.
Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. Here is 3rd and 5. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Shotgun now with Purdy. Able to shake it, but in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Back now in Atlanta, second quarter action. The Falcons with the football. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That really sets him back. A loss of 6. Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Robinson with another carry. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. And this offense on 3rd down today, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. That's to the sideline and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Neal. And he goes across the 20 to the 22.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Buying time to his left. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. He finds his man, complete. That's Neal. And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. They begin the drive with Robinson. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. To throw, Cousins. A bullet throw, but incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
So here are the Niners to take over on offense. Last week they got the victory against the Colts, so they lead this one as well as they begin things here 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with a handoff to Neal. To about the 40-yard line.
The defense thought they had that play covered, but it still got driven backward by those blockers. Those types of plays are a key part of any team's offensive game plan. It all starts up front in the trenches.
And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd down, Cooley. And he will not only not get the yard he needed, he goes the wrong direction. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped them, bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowski to punt this one away. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Cousins. Over the middle, caught by London. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Straight ahead, it's Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So a decent game there on the play, but that all gets wiped out with a penalty.
Well, that's a setback, but all the good play callers, they just move on. They find something else in the playbook that can attack this defense, and they go right back on the offensive on this play.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down, but a nice little gain. From the 34-yard line, here's 2nd and 3. Cousins. There's Mooney with another catch. And he's going to be touched down, but he's got the 1st down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
First and 10 at the 39-yard
Throwing, Cousins. Throw out wide is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
And that's how you pick up a 1st down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. He'll take this to the 46.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
6 yards to go.
Here's Cousins. That is caught. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 32-yard line. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down.
First and 10 at the
Cousins to throw it. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Washington. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
To throw is Cousins. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game, but after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Drake Jackson in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks, got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Now here's Bradley Pinion now. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes the better punter may actually determine the outcome.
Again, they run with Neal. Nifty move. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 5.
At the 43-yard line.
They'll run it with Neal. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher, 3rd and 6. Purdy will set up to throw it here. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. He couldn't get away there on 3rd down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Mitch Wishnowski now on to punt. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And the Niners get there and bring him down. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Back to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. It's Coleman. 2nd down and 4. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. To the sideline and incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The 49ers offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. He's been a tough man to stop in this first half. He's putting up some big numbers already, and we have yet to reach halftime. Purdy now to throw. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Here's a 2nd and 8. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. He's got room at the 30. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 23. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the right hash, this from an even 40 yards out. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. So we have reached halftime with our score 10-0. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where you see the final score there. Jordan Love, strong in the victory, as his guys up their mark to 6-2 on the year. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were winners in that game over the visiting Kansas City Chiefs. Jaden Daniels, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville.
see what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. The Jags are hanging in there in the playoff race as they jump above 500 now to 4-3 on the year.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. 10-0 is our score as we get started again on EA Sports. And they will wrangle it down a couple yards shy of the 30. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Second and 7 at the 31-yard line.
From the gun, here's Cousins. Got London on the slant. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa drops him for a loss of 10, and it's going to be 4th and long.
I'd say it's not panic time yet, but let's be honest about it. Empty possession here, not what you're looking for when you're down a couple of scores.
Absolutely not. Trying to start the second half off on the right foot. Unfortunately, going to give the ball up. Here's Bradley Pena now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the second half. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. That's now a second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they'll start with great field position, trying to get back into this one. It's 1st and 10 here. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
A 47-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well, and kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Over the middle to Evans. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Ayuk. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
Purdy looking to throw. Connects with Kittle underneath.
Missed.
It will not go down. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 45-yard line. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
Purdy sets up to throw again. Past the 20. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That's good for 28 yards.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Encroachment, defense.
A little eager there coming in from his outside linebacker position.
You think the hard count got him there?
Yes.
Maybe that extra hut, that extra emphasis on it, got him to jump, and they picked up 5 yards.
And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less. Throwing here, Purdy. They'll find Ayuk open right side. Give him 2 yards. That sets him up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
They toss it out to Neal. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. And we're going to stop play here at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. This is Neal. Busts through the tackle. And he's brought down, but not before a really nice stiff arm to create a little space.
Holding, offense.
A crucial penalty there as the hold backs him up for another 2nd and goal. This is Neal. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal. Now Purdy. To the back of the end zone, but too high. Over everybody and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. And his kick here is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. Atlanta regains possession of the football. They trail by 10, 13-3 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins now. And this one's incomplete. The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball. Well, this is just a continuation of what we saw in the first half. So much for the fresh start to begin the third quarter. Still off-target throws, no rhythm throwing the football, and obviously no touchdown scored in this game.
Taking it about the 16. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line. 1st and 10. Just shy of the 30. They'll start on the ground with Neal. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
They just do get the play off as he'll look to throw. And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
Here comes the Falcon offense now as they get set to take over here. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. Completes it to Coleman. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st as he can only get this to the 30. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
For the Falcons field goal, a 47-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So kind of disappointing there. I mean, yes, they get the 3, but with starting field position like that, 3's not what you're banking on.
No, and you just have to wonder if you can afford to let chances like that continue to pass you by. You've got to find ways to get the ball into the end zone and put 6s on the scoreboard.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Niners offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
And that play came together really well for them as he found open space, makes the catch, and gets down to the 1-yard line. You know he's kicking himself right now. He thought he had a chance to get a touchdown and put that in his ledger. Instead, his team gets a chance to cash in over these next few plays.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Now a give right side. Cooley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Brings up second down at the 40-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy. That's complete. It's Kyle Juszczyk.
And as a quarterback, you're always pleased when you can use all the weapons at your disposal. Here he spots his fullback underneath, gets the completion right there for a nice pickup.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Looking deep here for Mooney. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10. On the give, here's Robinson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. To throw, Cousins. And that is incomplete. Here's Bradley Pinion now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And taken right at the 35. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Niners offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. Good starting field position for the 49ers as they have it 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Purdy. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. 1st down, San Francisco. The pickup, 14 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Back to throw. Purdy connects with Kittle underneath. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the 4th and final quarter. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Neal. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down. Looking to throw. Purdy. Forced out to his left, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff to start it out. Robinson. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Second down and 6 now. Cousins to throw it. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Play action now. Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Holding offense.
Well, there have been a ton of sacks. They were just trying to prevent another.
So what you're telling me is the conventional way has not really worked for them, huh?
Not at all.
Not at all. So he tries to grab him here, and they still get caught.
Now Cousins. Sets up the screen to Robinson. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the 1st down marker. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And they'll get him down here at the 23. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a 1st down.
A gain of 7. 1st down, 49ers.
Purdy. That one complete to his receiver, Jennings. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
And the tight end goes in motion left. Shotgun now with Purdy. Connects with Kittle underneath. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st. Purdy from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. The Niners passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They run with Neal. A little juke. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Out of the gun, Purdy. He finds his man, complete. That's Neal. He's still on his feet. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the 49ers could be on their way to a 5-2 start as they add on to their lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index, because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, They absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. Here's Cousins. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They forced incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. But here in the fourth quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Purdy from the gun. This will be caught. It's Samuel. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
First down, San Francisco.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Purdy now to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
Here's Purdy. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
And his kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So that almost certainly the final piece to this puzzle, a 3-score lead. I don't think there's any coming back from there.
Well, you know, normally I'd get on you for giving up on the game right here, but I do think you're right in this case. This late in the game, 2 scores is tough enough. 3, I'm with you. That seems out of the question.
Room to run at the 50. And a heck of a return as he goes out of bounds across the 50 inside the 45.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. It's caught by Coleman, and he's taken down inside the 30. 14 yards there and a Falcon first down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, A loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Throwing, Cousins. Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
Cousins now. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Incomplete.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Again, it's Cousins. And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Bijan Robinson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It is true, the lead cut to 10, 23-13. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Bijan Robinson. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been 1 step ahead of this defense all game long. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Neal. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Purdy looking to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
And that drop will cause a little bit of angst for the play caller because you know they've worked all week game planning and flexing the tight end out and making him a matchup issue for the defense. They had what they wanted, and he drops the ball.
Yeah, just couldn't hang on to the slant. And he is going to have a 49ers 1st down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
And that pickup of a 1st down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll try the left side. Cooley. And the 2nd wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 16 at the 38-yard line.
Throwing here, Purdy. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Arnold Ebiketie coming in for that outside linebacker spot, and he buries him for a loss of 7.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
Back to throw, Purdy. He finds his man, complete. It's Neal. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on to kick it away. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Falcon football. Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Throwing is Cousins. He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. That's complete to Mooney.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Cousins.
Over the middle, caught by London.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Now Cousins.
Short throw caught by Pitts.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
Here's 1st down.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. Under 90 seconds to go. Here's 2nd and 10.
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in 1 game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Youngway Koo on for the field goal. A 52-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And this is back down to a 7-point game. So we're back to a 1-score game, and now you figure we'll likely see an onside kick.
Yeah, they've only got the 1 timeout remaining, so I think they've got to take a chance at getting the ball back.
And the 49er hands team does its job. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20.
What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffer the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting it to midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So for the 49ers, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Atlanta, they fall 2 games under 500 now at 3-5. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.